Hi, my name is Emily. I'm a student at Edison State College, and today I'm going to talk about drugs. The drugs that we're going to discuss today are extremely detrimental to your permanent record and to your health. These drugs can cause you to get into legal trouble, which can cause things to go on your permanent record, or you can get charges that are extremely difficult to expunge, which can cause you to miss out on certain things in life, like being able to get a good job for a while. This can be extremely hard to deal with. Another aspect of these dangerous drugs are your health. These can affect your liver, your lungs, heart disease can occur from these, lots of things that are very difficult to cope with. So the first drug I want to talk about today is alcohol. Alcohol is probably one of the most popular drugs amongst teenagers. The reasons for these can be because of the familiarity with it. Oftentimes alcohol is associated with a good time. You'll see alcohol at like cookouts, family get-togethers, like holidays and things like that, New Year's. You'll see beers or wine coolers, which is another reason that alcohol is so popular, because teenagers feel better about using drugs when they can get different options. There's also different flavors which could like excite them or make them want to try it even more. Although alcohol is normalized and is something that a lot of people are familiar with, it is still very dangerous. This drug can cloud your judgment extremely. That's why there are so many death-related alcohol tragedies with like cars, like DUIs and things like that. They're extremely popular, which is very sad because a lot of people die from those. Another reason that alcohol is so dangerous is because it is extremely addicting. A lot of people have to go to rehab, or they form very belligerent habits, like hitting kids or like getting angry and stuff when they do alcohol. So it is a very bad drug to experiment with. This leads me to my next drug that I would like to bring up, which is tobacco. Tobacco has killed around 8 million people last year. Tobacco is extremely dangerous, which all of the drugs are that we're going to talk about today. But alcohol or tobacco is very dangerous because for a handful of reasons. It can ruin, like, it comes in different products. So like if you chew, it can ruin your teeth. Even if you smoke, like it rots your teeth, gum cancer, throat, like I've seen throat cancer and things like that. Like it's very difficult and unpredictable to deal with. Also, they say with tobacco that the more you smoke, the more and more time comes off of your life. So not being able to put down a cigarette can cause you to lose years, like valuable time off of your life. And also like just smoking day to day, like if you counted how many times you have to go outside and take like a smoke break and stuff because you couldn't like cope with not having a cigarette and things like that. So that is very dangerous and hard to deal with. There's also another aspect to tobacco, which is vaping. Kids think that vaping is less detrimental or less dangerous than tobacco, which is not true at all. They can have the same kind of effects on you, and it's starting to become more and more popular, which is scary because it can really hurt your like the same things like cancer. Carcinogens are in these products, which is very dangerous and can cause like very painful ulcers and situations like that. So this is a chart from the 12th graders who took a survey on the reasons that they vape. Some of these reasons being that it tasted good, which is the most popular reason. It tasted good. They wanted to experiment. So 37.9% tried it because they wanted to have a good time with their friends. They thought that it was relaxing. It feels good to get a nicotine high. They were bored. It looked cool because they're hooked to it. Some started to put down cigarettes, and some just did it because cigarettes wouldn't be allowed in their environment. So there are multiple different reasons why people think that vaping and things like that should be allowed, which is extremely scary because it is very dangerous. There are also more things about vaping that we don't know about, which can make it worse because we're not sure like if it's linked to certain like deaths and situations like that. So vaping is not a better alternative or like something that you should pick up just because it smells good or just because it tastes good. So that leads me to my next drug that I wanted to talk about today, which is prescription drugs. Prescription drugs are very popular among teenagers because it's easily accessible. You can find these drugs in your parents' cabinets, in your aunt's cabinets, just like wherever you go. You can also find like knockoffs of these drugs, which is also very dangerous if abused. Some things that you might need that get prescribed to you by doctors and things like you might need that, but if it's not prescribed to you, don't take it. It can have very harmful effects on you. Some of these drugs include like Xanax, Oxycontin, or Vicodin, which are all stimulants and can cause things like lack of cognitive function, comas, mood swings, and even death. So we definitely want to stay away from prescription drugs unless they're prescribed to you, but abusing them is not a good option. This brings me to my next topic, which is marijuana. So marijuana right now is being extremely normalized, which it's being legalized. We all know that it's being legalized in certain states because of for recreational uses and also because of like medical uses, which for medical uses it's more commonly CBD in the marijuana than THC, and THC is what we're talking about right now. Marijuana overall is a bad idea. It can cause you to have very uncontrollable feelings. A lot of people have dealt with like being laced with marijuana, which it comes in all different kinds of forms. So you can smoke it, you can eat edibles, like vapes, like carts and stuff. All of that, every option is bad. So no way that you ingest it is gonna change the outcome of what happens. So a big thing that you have to look out for when you're being approached in these situations is the use of lace in these drugs. Most likely drug dealers will use like fentanyl or heroin, cocaine, any addicting drug that they can put in your marijuana to make you want to come back for more, or to make you spread the word like, oh, this was so good, and now all your friends are trying it, and now all your friends are getting laced, and now you're all addicted to like all these hard drugs, or you're even getting killed because of the fentanyl that's being put in it. This is a very bad idea. There are so many options for ways to ingest this, and that's what I think really gets kids, but you can't fall for that, because no matter if it's a gummy, if it's a nerd rope, if it's a brownie, like none of these options are good options. Another thing with like marijuana edibles is they're very unpredictable. So you might think that you're eating a normal amount, and then you eat that, and now all of a sudden like you just can't control anything that's going on, and that's a very scary feeling. Why not just have control of your life? Even with all of these drugs, like, have control of your life, have a healthy lifestyle, because nothing is gonna feel better, nothing is gonna help you cope better with your emotions or like with the things that are going on in your life than to be healthy.